All right, good morning, everybody. Today we're looking at Spro here, going from a low of $1 all the way up to 235 or 223 there, 226 top. So it's looking pretty good. Got quite a bit of range here, quite a bit of volume and price action to go off of. It's a little bit high right now, but I assume it'll probably come down a little bit on open. We've got SITA, a little less price action, still decent volume behind it. We're going from 40 cents there to a high of 53, so again, decent range. Beat had a nice run up early on from $1.56 all the way to 260. Hey, bud, how's it going? That is one I am currently testing. That's not one that I'm using or promoting right now. I need to see how well it works. But when the time comes, I will let you guys know. We've got Beat. It's looking okay. It's going from a low here of $1.56 to a high of 280. It's consolidated quite a bit since the early morning here, so not a whole lot going on recently, but that could change with time. We've got Vrax here running from a low of 291 to a high of 372. So again, good range. It's picked up midway through, so that's definitely a better sign than something that's ran early on and died out already. Sitting between the VWAP and 200 EMA, so that's not bad. We've got PSTV also running up pretty high from 50 cents all the way to 66 cents there. Looking pretty decent other than the lack of price action volume early or later on here, but we might see that pick back up too. Mob's looking okay too, going from $1.96 to a high there of 239, so we have a good range to play with. PRST is looking all right as well. It has some pretty spotty price action earlier on, but was definitely making some new levels here. Low here of $5.21 and then a high there of almost $15. So definitely a good range to play, and hopefully this picks up a little bit. We see that volume and price action we've been seeing here for the last couple of minutes, and hopefully that translates into a good market open. So besides that, we'll just wait for the market to open here in a couple seconds and see what to do. I think Spro here will probably be the first play. So let's take a look when the market opens. Yeah, it's looking okay. Spro heading down quite a bit. Let's see, try for maybe a 205 entry. We're gonna go for a 220 PT and then a maybe just a $2 stop out. Where's that $2 lead us? Not so much in terms of support there yet, so we'll wait a second. Need to confirm. Looks like we could probably get a $2 entry. And that would mean a $1.95, maybe even a $1.94 level of stop, but we'll see. Looks like a $1.95 should be fine, but I mean, like if you want to, you could probably put it down to a $1.93 or $1.92. That would probably give you a little bit better of an area, depending on how long you want to wait for an entry, because of course you would be waiting a little bit longer. You potentially could miss the play, but we'll see. 201, $2 right here, $1.98. All right, so we're getting a lower entry here, $1.98. So we can move that stop down. So we'll go with a $1.92 stop. Right there. Okay. So we've got SITA here bouncing up, Beat also moving up a little bit. Vrax is not doing much, PSTV not doing much. PRST is looking pretty decent as well, bounced off that 200 pretty strong. So that's another thing we could take a look at to start to take a play on one that's unhalted. If that's halted, I guess it is. But we'll have to wait and see on that. SPRO is looking not too bad here, bouncing back up to $2. I'm sure we'll find a little bit of support here, unless this turns negative for the day, but I can't see that happening. So we will see what happens. So far looking a little iffy. I would have liked to have seen a little more bullish momentum here shooting up, but we'll see. It might be just a little late to the day here. We do have Beat moving up quite a bit, going from $1.85 to 206, so that's looking pretty good. We'll have to look at that for a play here soon. I'm not quite ready to jump in that high though. Spro here 202. Sit that down a little bit. We could take a play off the VWAP line here, $1.98 on beat, but not really sure if that's going to hold. We could definitely try it though and see. We're falling to that 200 EMA, so we're going to see if that holds. Oh, looks like it bounced off this support. So far. So far, this is not looking like a very good trend. Yeah, so maybe we will jump in on beat. I think this is probably a little bit more of a risky one, but we don't have a lot really going yet, so 220 and then just like a 198 stop. So give it about 7 cents from where you get in. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of momentum pick up, so let's see. Okay, so I gotta go in for a 202 stop. That's probably the most I could give this. Unfortunately. We're actually at a point where I could take a little bit of profit already at 217, 218. We hit 220. Be about 10 cents profit at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and taking some profit off. Beat 218-ish. Spro at $1.95 currently. Beat sitting at 217. I'm sure it'll probably hit that 220 area again. SIDA not doing much, Frax not doing much, PSTV not doing anything actually. We're seeing absolutely no price action, so we're just going to close that down. Mob is back up a little bit, and we have PRST still halted. So we'll have to see about that. Spro here, nice little bump. So we're hoping to see this reverse and turn around now. We're up at $2, so we're a couple cents up. Nothing too bad there. A beat down to 211 now. Whoops, did not mean to open a new chart. Bounced off that support area. Where are we with the high a day? We're very far off from the high a day, so we've got lots of room here. We might find more resistance here at 225. You could see maybe a little bit at 234. You might find a little bit at 245 or 220 again. So we knew we were going to hit 220, so that's a decent area to take some profits. Actually hit all the way up to 224. Took a little early there. That's okay. Back down to $1.98 on Spro. 223. I know we're past BT on beat, but I didn't call it yet because I did get in quite a bit late. I was trying to get in 205, ended up getting in 209. So I mean 225 I'll call PT. That'd be about the same. All right, so we're getting there. Having some problems reaching that 225 level. A little bit of a psychological barrier, lots and lots of sales coming in. So if you haven't taken profits, make sure you do so. Falling back to an area of support here where we found some at 218. If we break down from that, we'll probably have some decent support at 209. Spro still looking to bounce here. Beat up quite a bit, but I think it could probably go more. Frack's not really doing anything. Let's see. We also have Sun popping up, so let's take a look at Sun. Yeah, I'm not really seeing much I like there yet. PNTR, no. FINV. Nope. Yeah, so really it's beating Spro right now. $1.99 on Spro, 215 beat. Looks like it's going to break down to that 209 level. PRST's open. Halt again? No, okay, it's still going. Back to that 200 EMA at 730 here. I think I'm going to take a chance on this. This one is pretty risky, so we're going to go PRST. Is that halted again? I think it is. Okay, never mind. Guess we will not be jumping into that. What was my entry for each? Spro $1.98, Beat 209. Frey we could take a look at, sure. Eventually we'll get into S or PRST, just not right now. Cannot even fathom being close enough to being fast for that. Frey is heading down. This is something that might be playable. We're getting close to the low here, so at $15. We could see it as down to the bottom of 15 for sure. Yeah, it could drop quite a bit, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. FINV is kind of gapping up here. It's kind of weird. Beat down to that 207, so it's breaking through support. Could retrace here, but I don't think it will. No, it doesn't look like it should here. It looks like it'll probably continue back down, maybe to that $1.96 area. So if you didn't take profits at 222 or 223, 224, you're probably going to end up stopping out. So it'd be a good idea to cut ahead of time. Spro, nice jump up to 208. From $1.98, that's not bad. So 210 right there. We're going to take some profits. Make sure you take some there, 210. Yeah, beat down to 203, breaking that stop area. So we might see a little bit of support around this 201 area, but I don't think it'll hold there. It'll probably come down at least to $1.95. I'd be surprised if I see a turnaround right off our stop here. Vrax has got some good momentum building with it. I don't feel comfortable jumping in right at the top band here, but looks pretty good so far. Spro kind of hoping we hit like 215 for the next level. We can take a little bit more profit there. Frey looks like it might be turning around here. That was a pretty bullish candle there. $15 is pretty expensive, especially with this range. Like we're not getting even close to $16 until we break through all of this. So I mean, like to me, that doesn't seem worth it. So I probably won't take a play on this. It's a lot of movement needed to get a small percentage. Yeah, Frax looks like it's going to top out at the top band here and start to head back down, so we won't bother touching that. And this one's just gapping up like crazy. What's the volume at? We've got not a lot of volume on some of these candles. It's not terrible, I guess, but not really sure what's going on with that, so we're just going to leave that be. Beat did, in fact, turn around off that stop there, 203. So I guess if we want to, we could end up taking another play here. I think it's, again, pretty risky, but, you know, we can go for that 205 entry. I'm sure it'll come back down at least to 209. Yeah, I think we're going to bounce off that 209. So we're going to say 209 tentatively here. We're going to go for at least 230 on it. And then a $2 stop. Let's give it a 202 stop again. Now let's give it 201. That way it has to create a new low. So we're hoping for 209. We might get a little better than 209 though. Make it a little worse. Depends on how patient we are. Sitting at 211 here. It hasn't really dropped any further yet, but I'm sure it will. There we go, 210. So that's not too far off. We're pretty much 209 right there. Unless you're being ultra patient, 210 looks pretty decent. So there's two options here. You could buy in right now, or pretty close right now, or you can wait for that. That's what I was going to say. See if it holds or retests, and it looks like it's going to retest that 205 area. So we're going to get that 205 we talked about anyway. Jumped in 205. I'm going to leave the same stop loss, though. because I don't want to risk too much on this. Doesn't look too great. We are back down to that 200 EMA on Spro. Not Spro. Yeah, Spro. And with that being said, I do want to jump in with a whole nother position on it. So we're going to go for a $1.96 entry. We're going to go for a 215. Yeah, 215. And then a $1.90 stop out. Give it a $1.92 stop out. So same stop. Because this is looking pretty much like it's range trading right now. So as long as it doesn't break that, we should be able to just catch some money here. Got a $1.94, $1.95, $1.95 entry. So let's see if this holds. It doesn't look like it's holding. This is not looking good. Very, very close to stopping out on that already. I was really hoping I got that $1.94 entry, but it looks like it failed me at a $1.95 anyway, which isn't the greatest. Drop down to 203, 202 on beat here. So we're very close to breaking into that stop, but this is basically the area we want to see if it holds or if it breaks down. If it breaks down, we've got a very tight stop on it, so we will be out before anything major happens. Spro looks like it recovered right off the stop. I don't know if it stopped you out, but it did not stop me out yet, somehow. Beat back up, hitting that 209 level, so that's not looking too bad from our entry. Getting very close. Sida's still not really doing anything. Vrax it's sitting up pretty high still, and I don't really see a huge enough range in this couple candles here to really make a play off of it. FINV looks interesting, but not enough price action to really go off of. PRST looks like it's a good thing we didn't have time to jump into it because it didn't bounce off that 200 EMA. It just continued down, and then we have Frey also continuing down. So a couple really iffy things. Spro, really hoping this comes back pretty quickly here because, I mean, if it doesn't hold at that 200 EMA, it's going to be troubles. We're not going to have a lot going on here. We do have NRBO popping up. Volume's a little spotty, and same with the price action, but what's the range like? We're going from 1620 to 1750, so it's pretty tight range too. Spro moving up a little bit. But position sizes, okay, so that last Spro play, we bought 200 shares at $1.95. So we're getting close to 400. Very close to stopping out. Oops, did not mean to click that. Beats up to 210, 211. I'd like to hit at least 215 before we take profits. Don't know if that's doable. I think we should probably take some profits now, seeing as how we're meeting some resistance here. So I'm going to do that. Take some profits. Beat 211. Let's say 212-ish. Just in case it comes back down on us, we want to make sure we're walking away with something here, even if it's not a lot. Spro still struggling. Beat doing okay. Vrax, nasty candle, bring it all the way down to that 330 level. This could be our only option to get into this, but we need to see if it holds on this 200. We have things that look like they're going to be breaking down from here, so we do want to be careful with that. Basically, we're going to be looking, you know what, we could jump in and we could put a tight stop. I don't feel like we're missing a lot today, so I don't think there's going to be a ton of options, so we do need to take these risks when they appear. So 335 on Vrax. We're going to try to get it up to 360, and then we're going to go for a 3. Honestly, you might get a little higher than 335 for an entry, but our stop loss probably doesn't need to be much lower than 330. So we're going to have a tight stop on it, so we're not messing around here. We have a tight stop. We're not in to lose any money, really. We're just here to see if it bounces. And so far, it's looking like it's going to. So even if you jumped in like right here, you're probably going to do okay. It does look like it's bouncing so far, so that's definitely good. We are being stopped out on Spro. Does look like it could bounce off this VWAP, but I'm not entirely convinced yet, so we're going to wait and see. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades for the day, 15, 17 minutes in, so we might come up with more things in a little bit. Nope, looks like it's going to break through that as well. Nasty, nasty red candle on beat here. We almost hit that PT. We hit 214 with that nasty red candle. We're on a support area here, 195. Let's see if it bounces. If it starts to bounce, we will jump back in on beat. LPTV's halted. Let's take a look at that. Very small candles. We're going from 429 to almost $5 on like this one candle here is 469. That's a pretty big candle for something that doesn't look that big. So we'll keep an eye on that. That could be some definite volume coming in. Where did you get into of Rax? 340. Where are we at right now in Rax? 340. So we haven't really moved too much, if any. It looks like it could do something here. I'm not entirely convinced on it though. Beat, however, does look like it's bouncing. We do want to jump in on this. Beat 195. We're going to go for 210 and then a 190 stop. So the band is closing in here. We see that our stop is actually going to be below that 200 EMA, which is where we want it. We are looking good here. 199. Rack still sitting at around 340 there. Spro does look like it's going to bounce off VWAP. Do we trust it this time? That's the major question. I think we have to. We don't have a ton of options for plays right now, so. Let's see. We need to get a good entry on this though, because we want to get a decent stop out if we can. So we want at least a $1.88 stop, right? That would be the level that we're looking to get. So I mean $1.80 or $1.90, let's say. You want about 4 or 5 cents of room. So $1.92 seems pretty reasonable. $1.92, we could go for maybe a 205 PT and then a $1.88 stop out. Trying this again. Let's see if it holds at this stop level. So far, I think Spro is basically just beating the crap out of us here. First trade we did pretty okay. Second trade was a stop out on it. Okay, I thought we were doing worse on it. All right, beats back to 199 here. We did see 201, so we're getting there on beat. Does look like it's starting to, the bands are starting to open in both directions. A little scary, but that's just volatility coming up. We do have pretty even buy and sell orders right now, so not a lot of conviction either way. Rax is dropping past that 200 EMA, so that's not looking good. That's it. Forgot to put our stop in there, right there. PRST still dropping. We do have LPTV halted again. So we're probably going to want to set some sort of buy order in here. And this could be risky because when you put in like a stop buy, you kind of run into the issue that you could be buying in a lot higher than you intend, but you could also get in pretty good when it unhalts fast. So, I mean, if we're looking to get in here, we're probably going to wait for, it's going to gap up a little bit, right? Because this one gapped up quite a bit. But it may retrace back down. So I'd say like have an entry for 585 on it. And then we'll put a stop at about, man, these candles are huge. You cannot put a stop at 540. That's just ridiculous. You have to go at least 560. You can't really afford to give it more room than that. So we'll go 560. So hopefully when the sun halts, it triggers that. Sometimes it's kind of iffy. Sometimes it triggers them, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, we got a couple more options here. So let's go with GT. Is that GTII or GTI? In any case, I don't like those. Pixie. Pixie's looking good. Again, we're at a pretty high price range here, but we're going from 1375 to 1750, so we do have a good enough range to play in. This is oh no, we're even higher. We're $18 on halted. So looks like it's coming back down. It's a lot of red right there. Let's see if it recovers. Am I in Spro? Yes, I'm in Spro. I'm very close to out of Spro though. It's just about to touch my level here. All the way back up to $1.95. I'm going to take some profits right there because this was very, very close to stopping me out. Profits, Spro, $1.95. Seems ridiculous to take profits 3 cents up, but when you were that close to stopping out, you want to lower your risk at least a little bit here. Even though it looks like it is recovering now, and I'm sure it will, it'll be great, but I want to take at least a little bit off the table. Trim it. GTII. I looked at GTII, I didn't see much. Pixie's just going nuts. All right, I guess we could try Pixie as a momentum play, but man, this thing is really, it's getting a little scary. You know what? I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't want to blow one of our day trades on this unless I'm like pretty darn sure it's gonna go up, and it's gone up quite a bit already. You're almost looking at 100% here. So it's gonna have a pretty massive retracement at some point. I really don't want that to be on us. We did hit up to 202 there on beat, back down to the $1.95 level. If we see a breakdown from this $1.95, we gotta start to be worried, but then we also have that support at $1.92. Frax turning back around, so that's good. Pixie almost at $21, hit 21.34 there. LPTV, I guess we're gonna actually go LPTV 580-ish. We're gonna go with a 650 PT. Go for a 5. Yeah, 560-ish stop. Trying to grab it as it unhalts. So it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but that's why I prefer to have like a stop buy in place. That way you don't have to sit there and watch it the whole time. You can just hope to God it hits it, then takes off. Spro all over the place. We're seeing it bouncing up and down and getting very, very, very close to stopping us out there. It's like missing by decimal points. Pixie? Yeah, Pixie, it's doing okay. I mean, like it to me this looks like it's starting to top out. We do have resistance here at 21.49 from like way back over here. This was a higher stock. It was $25, so the last one, $1.96 on beat. So pretty close. I think we were aiming for $1.95 on beat, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, $1.95. So I could have been a little more patient. We did drop down to $1.94 at some point, but that's okay. LPTV, I don't even think I got my order in. Just totally skipped over it. Yeah, which is I guess not a bad thing at this point, but I mean it could unhalt and go back up. I don't know. We'll try. We'll see though. We'll see what happens. This one's still pretty risky, but we'll see. Did anyone else get filled on orders for that? Did anyone else have orders on that? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You didn't. You made a phone call for it on LPTV. Loop Media. Yeah, I tried to see. Usually you get if you stop by market, it usually gets you in, but this time it just didn't. I mean, turns out it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it did go up to 620, so I mean, could have maybe made a little bit off that, but it wasn't anything major. I didn't see how the candle unfolded, right? So I have no idea if it opened up and then immediately dropped, or if it opened low and came back up and dropped. Either way, it happened pretty quick. Spro stopping us out. So we did make a little bit off it, nothing major though, couple cents. Beat dropping down to that 200, very close to stopping us out. This is not a good looking candle. If it drops under VWAP, yeah. Normally I don't even like seeing the VWAP under the 200 EMA, so this was already kind of an iffy stock to begin with. But since we made a good play the first time around, I was like, you know what, we might be able to do something with this. And then we were hoping it was going to hold on that VWAP, but it didn't. So it looks like it'll probably be done. But you know what? We might see a recovery from this. It could break back above these levels and start running again. So yeah, if the VWAP is under the 200 EMA, it's just a weird situation. Stocks like they're very unpredictable when you have those lines crossed like that. I'm not really even sure what it is. It's just I guess from experience, like whenever I see that, it becomes really tough to play stocks like that. Let's see, anything else? Vrax, we're still in Vrax. We're almost back up to where we got in, so that's good, I guess. Beat with the nice bounce. Yeah, that was actually a really nice bounce. We're actually back up to $2 here from our entry to $1.96. Again, you know what? You could take some profit here if you want to. It's not the worst option in the world, even though it's only up a couple cents. We're having a lot of trouble today keeping things above our stop loss. So taking these quick profits, not a bad thing. Beat 202-ish. So we'll just secure a little bit while we go up. And hopefully we do break into that 215 level and get our PT. I'll look at GTII again. Yeah, see, so this is I was really considering getting into Pixie here around $20 or 20 and a half. Glad I decided not to because it was right almost at the top. 21.30 was the top. So I probably maybe would have made out with a little bit of money, but it probably wouldn't have been worth it. It does look like it's retracing now. So it could stop here. There is some levels of support here, but I don't think it will. I think it's going to continue to drop because it ran over 100%, or just about 100%. LPTV is still halted. In this one, there's money here, but it looks like it's kind of hard to get. So I'm just going to close this chart down. SIDA's not doing anything either, so we can close that one down. We could look at GTII again. Maybe I'm not typing in. It's probably... It's not OTC, is it? Is this the one you're talking about? Yeah, it must be OTC. It's not looking bad, that's for sure. Went from 92 cents to $1.70. Won't be OTC for long, that's for sure. $1.75. Looks like it's been running pretty good. Need a decent sized pullback to get in on this, that's for sure. So we'll have to wait for that, but yeah, not a bad pick. Pixie is still heading down. Vrax still sitting around that 340 area. I mean, you could take a break even on Vrax if you want to, depending on how closely you're following the account challenge and stuff. If you're doing it like me and you only have 10 trades a day, taking something at break even kind of feels like you're putting salt in the wound. Because you really want to be using that money as efficiently as you can, so break even doesn't really help you out in any way. It's better to at least give it the chance. This does look like it might start consolidating up, but I'm not really too keen on jumping back in on Spro. I feel like it's kind of a wasted day trade at this point. Sober's going again. Let's take a look at Sober. Yeah, Sober, nice. We do have the lines correcting themselves here, so that's good. 215 to 265, good range. Looks like a lot of volatility here. We could try entering 240-ish. We could try that. I'm good with that. Sober 240-ish. And we're gonna go for like 260, maybe even 270. Oh, 270 there. And maybe we need to give it like a decent range too, right? Because we basically need to get down to 233 for a stop. That's not too far. We could probably do that. So if you have to get a little higher, it might be a little tough with that stop, but I think you're pretty close anyway. We might actually get that 240 entry. Pixie looks like it might curl here. Beat back up to $2. Hit 205 there, so that's nice. It's nice that we're getting a little bit of profit here. Spro looks like it's continuing down. We've got Pixie curling. LPTV still halted. It's got to be unhalting sometime soon. Does anyone have a halt timer on this? Bray was a first-time runner yesterday. Did we play it yesterday? No, Jackal played it. Yeah, we know we played it yesterday. We lost on it. We took it from $4.15 to $14.15 to $14. I think that's the only play it took on it. You didn't lose on it. I lost on it. Yeah. GTII looks like it has come down quite a bit here. Not enough. I'd say like maybe $1.50 would be a decent entry on this, but still risky. Sober still having a hard time dropping past 245 here. I'm not really seeing much in terms of support at that level. I don't see why, but you never know. It could just hold at that level. Rack still not doing anything. Beat back to $2. Spro dead. And we have Pixie indecision. Lots of indecision. Looks like it wants to continue heading down, even though it was curling up. GTI. Nice red candle, $1.48. Yeah, we're running into an area here. Might get some more support, $1.42. We'll see. We'll see. This could be the end of the run that MACD is pointed basically straight down at this point. Sober. Yeah, you know what? We got a lot of wicks here, so I think we're going to get that 240 entry, or at least close to it. Beat back up a little bit. Sparrow's still heading down. We're at 8 trades, including Sober. So that's it's not bad. We still have 2 more, and we have about 20 or so minutes to open up another couple trades. It's usually how this goes. We'll see what Sober does here. GTI continues to drop a little bit, so VWAP is going to be this next area of support if it doesn't hold here at $1.40. We're looking at maybe $1.36 or $1.37. We'll have to wait for that MACD to start to turn around. See if that can happen. Also waiting on LPTV to unhalt here, see what happens with that. We're at $1.36 on GTI. We're almost at 260 on Sober. Nice green candles. All right, so this is going to be the area we might think about jumping in on. We need to see how this plays out here. Never hit your entry. Were you aiming for 240? That was a nice candle. This is definitely something that shows a little bit of strength in it. Mine 246. So it's all over the place. I was a little impatient. I mean, like, or maybe too patient. I could have hit 245, definitely, but I was kind of not really in that. And I don't know why this line is here, because it actually should be up at 233. All right, GTI, show us something good here. LPTV is opened. Definitely lower. This could be a good thing. Yeah, we see a lot of support in this 430 area. Oh man, this could be risky though. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. We need a good win. LPTV 460. We're gonna go for like 550 and then a 440. Depending where we get them. These candles are huge, man. This is like, you can win big or lose big so easily here. Give it a, yeah, I don't even think I want to give it a 20-cent stop. Yeah, see, now we're down to 440, so we would have already stopped out. What if we go for a 440 entry? That's basically the bottom, so we'll give it a 430 stop. Let's go for it. Let's see what happens. Maybe we stop out. Maybe we make money here. LPTV. You could give it a little bit more room if you want, but at $4.50, you could really only afford like 10, maybe 15 cents tops. We hit 480 there for a second, or 475. Not bad. Just make sure you take some profits when they're there. Kind of got a bad fill on that. What's the spreads? Yeah, spreads bad sometimes. Spreads real bad sometimes. My entry was fine. Try to get some at 480 or whatever. It was like a flash of a price there. Got it 472, so it's not terrible, but yeah, see now we're back to 475. Spreads 20 cents. Limit buying might be the way to go. But anyways, our stop is going to be 430, which is right here. Entry was 442. 442 on LPTV. But yeah, the fills can be pretty terrible on this. I'm watching that spread go from like 3 cents to 20 cents. Yeah, it's still in beat. We still have a little bit left in there. It's doing okay. It's doing its thing. Sober's bouncing off of this 200 EMA, which is kind of what we expected to see. We're still holding on to some Sober as well. And we have Racks 344. We're actually in profit now. We got 4 cents profit. No, sorry, I got 2 cents profit. Thought it was 4 cents profit. Spro reversal. Oh, opened my mail again. Spro could definitely be reversing here. That's a pretty nice bounce. We are higher than the last high, so that's looking good there. I don't think I want to touch it, but it's this. You could. Okay, LPTV, let's make some actual gains here. Let's start moving out. There we go, almost $5. Make sure we're securing some on the way up. Again, not the best fill. 486, almost hit 499, and I got filled 486. It's like a 13-cent spread right there. Might actually have to limit sell out of this if I can. GTI not looking good. Looks like it might continue its breakdown here, so we're going to leave that be. Sober, we got some profit on it. It looks like it's going to reverse and come back up now, so I'm not too worried about it. Beat's looking okay. This looks like it could start to break out here, probably make its way up to 215, so I'm not worried about that. Racks I'm a little worried about because we haven't seen this do anything all day, so that's kind of a pain. LPTV obviously just worries me because it's got some crazy candles. And GTI is just breaking down pretty dramatically here, actually, down to $1.27. So probably won't be playing that. Getting very close to stopping on the runner on Sober. LPTV hitting that $5 mark here pretty quick. Vrax had a nice little jump there to 349. Spro looks like it's getting rejected off VWAP. We've got Beat dropping back down to that 200 EMA. Last time we saw a really nice spike back upward, so we might see that again. LPTV down a little bit. We got buyers keeping this up for sure. Sober might be coming back again. And LPTV 485. Looks like it's beginning its curl down, so I wouldn't be holding too much left on this. Yeah, obviously it could go back up pretty easily here. Yeah, it looks like it's going back up now, but it's pretty risky. Is it going to hit 430? I think that's a pretty far drop from where it's at. Pixie did have a nice little push there back up to 20 and a half. Back down to 18 currently. This could be the turnaround on GTII here. Nice reversal candle. It's actually pretty much a perfect reversal candle. So let's hope that holds true. Maybe we could jump in. How many? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got one more trade we can take. Hmm. This definitely has room. It definitely has room. We took our LPTV trade. We got sober. You're staying away from Pixie. I don't really want to touch Spro, so I think this is probably the next best thing. I think I'm going to wait for a little bit of a confirmation here before I jump in, but yeah, sober definitely looks like it's curling. The price range is too high, and the profit margin is a little slim on it. And this has also ran up like a crazy amount already today, like going from, pre-market 1350 all the way to a high of 2150. You're looking at almost 100%. Yeah, it's too risky. It's got a good level of retracement it could definitely do. So, uh, I'd say there's more downside than upside on this, which makes it a little hard for me to want to jump in. If I was playing with an unlimited day trades account, sure, we could try it with tight stop loss. Not a big deal. But if we're in a position where we're trying to maximize our profit on every trade, it's just not in the books. Okay, so this GTI looks like it may start moving up here, so we could jump in on that. Maybe. Still a little iffy. That volume is pretty low. Beat to 220? I hope so. 209, 210. We're making new highs here. We could take a little bit more out at 210. I think we're hoping for 215 here. Taking more profit, beat, 210. We've just been securing profits on this like every 5 cents. LPTV. Yeah, it looks like it's basically lost its volume, but it's not doing bad. Yeah, GTI is looking like it. Ah, man, this is so risky. I don't know if I want to jump in on it. I'm gonna wait it out. We'll see. Spro does look like it's coming back. It's looking pretty appealing here. I don't know. Oh wait, yeah, so this one's dropping a little bit further. We broke into a new low here, so that's definitely not a good sign. Yeah. We would have stopped out on this for sure. So it's a good thing we waited. Sober looks like I think it's gonna hold this 200. I think we're still in a risky area with this 232 stop or 233 stop, but might work out. LPTV needs a little bit of volume. Pixie breaking down, so that's that downside potential right there. Back down to $17 just like that. Rack still struggling. Beat. Yeah, we're hitting 210. It looks like it's hitting resistance there, so it's most likely going to come back down. We are hitting this 200 EMA bouncing. We hit 205 last time. Then we bounce back down to the 200 EMA and hit 210. Maybe we'll hit that 200 EMA and hit 215 next time. Spro's gonna kind of going for it, so I think that's gonna be our last trade. As much as I hate to say it, Spro's looking pretty good. I'd like to get $1.95. We're gonna try for like a 210 at least, and then a $1.90 stop. We're already up to 203. One of those things you got to jump in quickly, I guess. We're getting spammed on YouTube again. Put user in timeout. Oh, I can put people in a timeout. Look at that. Okay. So let's see that 210 very quickly here. I'd like to see that within a couple minutes here. Brax had a bad drop. Yeah, it did. Took away all our profits. We were almost a whole 10 cents in profits, and it dropped all the way back down to 334. So almost stopping us out again, on its way back to 340. Oh man, I think we're gonna have to take a break even on this. Sober is going to stop us out on that remainder with a nasty drop. Beat's still looking okay, and Spro's at 207. We could probably look at taking some profits here. Profits. Spro, 207-ish. Looking good, looking good. Well, looking okay. I don't think we're making much money today. I feel like everything's just tight scalps. Yeah, we're at 150 bucks today. What a joke. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, it's looking pretty slim. What's our percentage? 42%. Lame. LPTV. Wow, look at that. We're actually making some money on that. Just totally forgot about this, to be honest. It is tight today. Yep. Not a lot of profits to be had. It's a good thing we took a break even on Vrax. Look at that. That was pure luck. Exit out of boredom, and it actually worked out in our favor this time. Beat at 206. LPTV just above $5 right now, but we hit 522. So just try to secure some, I guess. Yeah, Sober. Yeah, we stopped out on the remainder of Sober. This was looking good here, and then all of a sudden we just took a nasty drop. So this doesn't look super playable right now. Same with GTI, that one's just continuing its drop. Technically, we're out of day trades right now, so we're just waiting to close up some runners here. Spro did hit 208. We were kind of hoping for like 210, but 208's not bad. Took some profits around 207 on it. Beat still have high hopes for this, but I think this is most likely going to come down before it runs higher. Vrax took a nasty drop. Pixie's not doing much. LPTV back down to that 480 level now. Damn, I wish we saw this. Well, we did see it down here, but couldn't get in. It was already halted, which is a shame because it looks like it would have been a fairly profitable trade there, going from 520 to 618. We still made a decent amount off that trade, though. If I go into the trade summary, what did we made about 15% on LPTV. Still have a little bit of a runner left, but here, look at that, 211. We hit 212 on Spro. Spro's actually going to pay us out today. I know we took profits like relatively soon on Spro, but taking some now because I really don't know how high this is going to go, and I want to make sure we're securing as much as we can. We only have nine minutes left till we're closing everything out, so we're getting to that time where we'll take what we can get. Beat hits that 210 level again. Yeah, I only have a runner in Spro. I have very little left. I have about 40 shares of Spro. Beat looks good. Yeah, I would agree. Beat actually does look good. It does look like it wants to continue up from here. I thought we were going to hit another retracement to match the what's been going on, but apparently not. Nothing but stops for you today? Yeah, it's been a pretty crappy day, which is weird because usually it's either the Friday or the Monday that's crap, and usually the middle of the week is good, but yeah, not today. Not today. We're running pretty slim margins here. $213, almost hit that 215 level. Well, 212, didn't hit 213 quite yet. There we go, there's the pullback. Well, I guess we could probably just go over the trade tracker here, since we have nothing really going on at the second. So today we got 9 wins, 1 loss. Technically, that should be 8 wins, 1 loss, 1 break even, but I ended up 1 cent up on that Vrax play, so technically it counts as a win. It brings us up to a 78% win rate. That's only $182 for the day, which is pretty crap. But it looks like we'll be closing out this week up another, probably $1,000. So we'll be hitting $8,000. It's going to take us a while to get to that $30,000 mark on this account. It might take us like 2 or 3 months. So buckle up because it could be a while. 220 or 2% on the trade today, or on the portfolio today, which is basically what we aim for. We're trying to aim for at least 2% a day. So we're on track with that. We're up 50% on alerts today. Spro was really the only thing that took a nosedive on us right away without being able to take at least enough profits to get a break even. 0.3% on Vrax here because we got 1 cent profit trying to get a break even on it. We still have a runner on... What do we have a runner on? Oh, did not mean to do that. We have a runner on Beat. And we have a small runner on Spro. And we have a small one left on LPTV we need to close out. So that's about it. Well, we're just going to sit here. Why do I only trade for an hour? Because we do momentum trading, and a lot of the momentum leaves after the first hour. Sometimes you'll get some more during lunch hour, right after lunch hour, or right before. But I think the idea for me is I don't want to sit the computer all day trading. If I can trade only an hour a day and make enough money to live, that's good enough for me. So that's usually why I only do it, especially in this bear market. You don't really... It's not much point playing all day. I feel like, if you look at it from a perspective of how many dollars you're making per hour, it dramatically drops after the first hour, so it's not really worth it. In a bull market, we might play for another hour or so, maybe even another 2 hours, depending on how good the market actually is. But for right now, we only do an hour because it's just not worth it. 3 for 3 is not bad. Just played them all wrong? Yeah, it happens. 1% loss on the day. Yeah. Oh, you work in IT? What kind of IT work do you do, Penguin? Yeah, crappy day. Can't help it. Some days just aren't the greatest. Today was definitely a struggle. I feel like I really struggled to make money today. Yeah, exactly. And that's how you had to play at Dawson's. You just had to take those profits as quickly as you could. Waiting for things to give you the full PT just was not going to work today. I think what did we hit for PTs? 2, maybe 3 out of the 10. Besides that, it was basically just taking profits early and then watching the rest run into stops. So yeah, definitely one of those days where you want to take profits as quickly as you can. The second you start seeing some green exit positions, even if it's small wins, still better to end green than it is red. So, and the more you play in the market, the more you can decide when those days appear, where you should just be taking profits quickly. So, yeah, it's the thing about reading the markets, right? And the more you do it, the faster you're gonna get at realizing like, oh, I need to be taking profits pretty fast today if I want to make some money. Where for newer people, sometimes it takes them a couple hours in the day, or sometimes they just don't even know and they just keep playing it the same the whole day and keep losing, and but yeah, definitely a day to take profits early. What plays should you look for? I think Spro still has some life left in it. I think it's going to have a pretty healthy retracement. You might see it back down to $1.98. You could even see it back down to that $1.95 level. Again, I don't really like it that the VWAP is crossed with this 200. I would like to see it the other way around. So if those do cross normally, I would say that that's probably pretty bullish. You have Beat, which also looks pretty good. I think it's also due for a pretty decent retracement. I think it's probably going to come back down to that $2 level. You might even see it back down to that $1.96 level. So that could be something to watch for. Vrax, I would not bother playing. Pixie, I mean, it's pretty risky. You might be able to make some money off it, but again, it's already ran up pretty huge today. And when you go into the after hours in the market here, when it's not the first hour, it's just the volume kind of dies down. And when you have volume dying down on something that's already ran really hard, generally people just start taking profits and it starts dropping. So I wouldn't play Pixie either. LPTV is seeing no volume, so I wouldn't really worry about that unless you see volume pickup. GTI, it does have the possibility of a huge curl up here. I mean, it was all the way at $1.77. It did drop back down to $1.08, so that is a huge, huge blow. There's going to be a lot of bag holders averaging out pretty high, so I mean, you're likely to see this back to at least a 140 level, I would say. So GTI could be a pretty good play. Sober has potential too. I mean, it did break down from that 200, so that's something to be careful of. I would say if it breaks down further, maybe if it breaks down from here, you're likely to have to wait until you see it drop down to about 216. And if it drops down lower than 216, I'd probably stay away from it. But that's what I would be focusing on today. Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on, so not really entirely sure. But yeah, I think GTII is probably the best bet for bigger profits, but your safer bets are probably going to be Beat Spro. But other than that, I'm going to take off for the rest of the day. So enjoy trading. Hopefully you guys remain green or get yourselves back to green, and I will see you again tomorrow. Take care, guys.